Now, at the weekend will become the first part of the UK to ban smacking. The change is a small tweak to the law, removing the pre-existing defence of what was known as reasonable force.
And this all comes after years of discussion with campaign groups who are concerned that the change in the law could lead to otherwise law-abiding parents being prosecuted. Here's the Nine's India Grant to explain the changes.
Scotland is going to be the first country in the UK to ban smacking. It comes with a question mark about how much the state can intervene in how parents discipline their children. Chatting to mums in Aberdeen, I wanted to check they were up to date with the new rules, and I used that all too familiar feature of 2020, the online quiz. So, my first question is, until what age does the current defence of reasonable force apply? So you've got three options. Is it 8 years old, 10 years old,
or 16 years old?
16?
Be 8 years old, but I'm not sure about that one.
16 years old.
Which of these was already illegal? Smacks to the body, smacks to the head, shaking, and forced indigestion.
To the head.
Shaking?
The last three.
It's a bit of a trick question, that one. Three of them are already illegal. The only thing that was legal were smacks to the body. So now that you know what the law change actually is, what is your reaction to it?
I completely agree with it, and I'm quite glad that Scotland is one of the first countries in the UK to actually implement it. However, I think there's more measures that need to support it.
It doesn't really affect me in the slightest. We don't use smacking because it wouldn't work with ARC2. They don't care. I think for some, it's probably now a safer option because some people would probably use more force than is necessary.
I don't think there's ever a reason you should hit children. I don't think there should have ever been an excuse. The loophole that's been there, I don't think that should have ever been allowed to be there.
The new law doesn't actually create a new offence. It just removes the defence of reasonable chastisement of a child. And in Scotland, it was already illegal to physically punish a child in another way, using an implement, shaking them, or hitting them on the head. But now any form of physical discipline is illegal, even if it's a lighter slap on the child's arm or bottom. The only exception is if you're protecting a child from physical danger, say if they're about to run into a road. I spoke to one lawyer who said the law could still be challenged.
There's always scope for a human rights challenge, and recent history tells us that when the state has intervened on parenting issues, interest groups have got involved. So it remains to be seen whether there will be a human rights challenge. The bigger question is whether such a challenge would be successful.
How easy will this be to enforce?
Well, this is going to be a matter for the police to sort out. One would hope that the police will exercise their discretion, and one would hope that the prosecution will do likewise in cases like that.
The law comes into force on Saturday, with Wales also banning smacking in 2 years' time. The question now is whether the rest of the country follows suit. India Grant, BBC News.